'Tis the season.
'Tis the season to be jolly, fa la 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 la.
Hello everyone, today I'm here to give you some reading recommendations for 'Tis the Seasonathon. If you guys didn't see, a couple weeks ago or maybe a week ago, I forget my video schedule sometimes, I released the announcement of round 2 of 'Tis the Seasonathon. And I talked about how I was going to make a video strictly for recommending you guys books for each individual reading challenge that we have, and today I'm here to do just that. So we have 5 reading challenges with an extra challenge of reading a group buddy read, so I will not be featuring that book in it. So I'm going to try to recommend 4 books for you for each different challenge in case you're struggling of what books to read for this readathon. I will not be sharing with you quite yet what I'm planning to read for the readathon. That will be coming very, very soon, trust you me. But yeah, I hope this video will help you get some ideas of what books to read for this readathon. I hope you join in because it's going to be a fun time. So our first challenge is Snow on the Cover. This is pretty self-explanatory. I know you probably think if you don't want to read all holiday books, which yes, this is a holiday themed readathon, but that doesn't mean you need to read all holiday themed books. Just because I'm mostly doing that doesn't mean you have to do it at all. It's a very loose readathon. Whatever you want to do, go for it. But there's a whole bunch of books that are not holiday themed books that have snow on the cover. First up, we have the Beartown series. So both of these covers have snow on them. You can see it right there, even the ice. If it's kind of like snow and has ice on it, I think that's pretty close. Also, Us Against You also has a whole bunch of snow on it right here. It's about a hockey team in Sweden, so it's winter time. It has nothing to do with the holidays, but it has snow on the cover and would be a great book to read, or a great series to read, I shall say, for the readathon. We're on an adult book. We're going to talk about One Day in December. There are little snowflakes here. Like, you know, this is barely has any snow on the cover, but it has snow, so we're going to kind of... This is a, like, holiday romantic book, but it's not really a holiday one. It talks about, like, it begins in Christmas, but it spans for the entire year of, like, years of people's life. So this one, kind of holiday, not, but either way, it's got snow on the cover, even on the back. One of my favorite books of all time. I mean, also, it could have the title Snow and Love. This doesn't really have snow anywhere on the cover at all, but the title says snow on it, so why not? And lastly, we have a book I just heard about. It's called Together at Midnight by Jennifer Castle. It is a beautiful cover, all with snow. It's a YA contemporary about 2 people that meet, and I think they do acts of kindness for strangers during the holiday season. I might check this one out really soon because it sounds really adorable, and I'm really mad that it was not even on my radar. It's shame on me, but either way, any book with snow will do. Even if it looks like snow. If it kind of looks like snow, go for it. This has stars all on it. It could be snow, it could be bokeh lights and it looks like snow. Just your interpretation of snow will do. Like I said, we're not really picky over here. Challenge number 2 is a holiday themed book. So for this one, I'm going to recommend you 2 adult books and 2 YA books. So for the adult books, I want to recommend The Christmas Sisters by Sarah Morgan. I actually read this last year for 'Tis the Seasonathon and I really enjoyed it. It's just a heartwarming story about these sisters that come together during the Christmas month, and it's just adorable and really cute. And it's not really romance heavy, but it's more family heavy, and I really enjoyed it. Also, a new release that just came out is Royal Holiday by Jasmine Gilroy. This is about 2, I think it's about 2 adults that meet or something in holiday. I don't know much about it. I just know it is a holiday themed book. So there you have it. I haven't read this one quite yet, but I really like Jasmine Gilroy's book, so I would recommend it. The 2 YA books I want to recommend, my favorite YA holiday book of all time is The Afterlife of Holly Chase by Cynthia Hand. This is a retelling of A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens, and I really love this one. It's definitely, a lot of people either love it or hate it. I loved it. I think it's great. It's one of my favorite, no, it's my favorite Christmas, like, holiday themed book. Also, My True Love Gave to Me by Stephanie Perkins, which also has a ton of snow on the cover. You can double up, triple up on challenges, whatever you want to do. This is 12 holiday stories. This came out a while ago, so I'm sure a lot of people have already read it, but it's a great reread in my opinion, and I really enjoy it. A lot of people don't like it, but I think it's just a great holiday book to get me in the mood for Christmas and things like that, so I would recommend checking this one out. Next challenge is to read a book you received as a gift. So this one's going to be hard for me to recommend you really any books for this, but as far as a gift, if you're like, I don't have any people that give me gifts for books, I don't have that a lot either, and that's okay. You can use it as a library book. The library gifted you that book for like 2 weeks. See that as a gift. Use it. So use it as a library book. You can even use it for an audiobook if you use like Overdrive or like Scribd or something where you can have the audiobook for a certain amount of time. That's a gift, so use it as an audiobook for that. Or you can even use a book that you bought yourself. You gifted it yourself, go for it. So 2 challenges challenges within these challenges that you can really just double up. You can read any book for that. So, for example, the book I'm reading this year for Snow on the Cover also doubles as a book I received as a gift. There you go, do with it that. So I couldn't really recommend you a ton for that one because it's kind of like a freebie, but not really, if that makes any sense. Speaking of freebies, our next challenge is to read a book while eating your favorite holiday treats. This one truly is a freebie. Read any one of your books on your TBR while you're eating your favorite holiday treat. But I do want to recommend you guys a few because I just did a video on books all about food because I love that, honestly. So for this one, I want to recommend Hungry Hearts. This is another anthology that I really enjoyed. This is 13 tales of food and love, and they all kind of intersect. I really, really enjoyed this book, and it's a great book that's kind of all about food. You don't have to read a book about food. I just thought this would be fun to incorporate my recommendations with that challenge. Like I said, I just did a whole video about it. Also, The City Baker's Guide to Country Living by Louise Miller is kind of about a girl that is a baker and relocates to the country. That's a really cute book all about food. Also, Bittersweet by Sarah Auckler. That's an old favorite of mine. It's basically where she was an ice skater, so it is kind of holiday wintry, so that really works out. I really should reread that soon. I read that like probably 8 years ago. But basically, she works at her family's diner, and she always makes these cupcakes, and every chapter header is her making a different cupcake and things like that. It's a really cute, adorable book, one of my favorite Sarah Auckler books, so I would recommend that. So I just thought I'd give you a freebie with books about food in case you want to. I mean, even To All the Boys I've Loved Before by Jenny Han's got a sense of food in it because Laura Jean loves baking and things like that. So this one's really a freebie, but if you want to like make an extra challenge for yourself, read a book about food. Go for it. Our last challenge is read a book with a title relating to music. So like I said in that video, it could be really loose. It could be a book title that has a direct song title as the book title, if that makes any sense. Such as Let It Snow. It's a classic song. Dashing Through the Snow by Debbie McComber. That's another song title. It's actually a book title as well. Honestly, you can Google book titles that are also song titles, or you could just look on your shelf. It could even be one word from that book that is a really influential song in it. Just so you know, like Heart, there's so many books with the word heart in it that also has the song title with the word heart in it. Whatever you want to do. I'll know about Carry On and Wayward Son because the song is called Carry On Wayward Son. So if you want to read both of these or one of these that go with the song title, that's perfect. You can also take the route of the book is not a song title, but it does talk about music a lot in it. For example, Daisy Jones and the Six is all about the 60s rock band. It's definitely all about music. So this is not a song title, but it's about music, and that'll do just fine. Song Will Save Your Life by Layla Sells is also about a character that wants to be a DJ, all about music. On the Come Up by Angie Thomas is about an aspiring rapper, also music. You can have a book that is not necessarily about music, but it's just in the book. It's not a forefront in it, such as Shuffle Repeat by Jen Klein. This has some playlists in it because these characters just ride in the car together every day, and so they have different playlists and songs they want to feature on that playlist and things like that. Since You've Been Gone by Morgan Matson, that's a clear song title as well. Obviously, when I think of song titles and book titles, I think of this one immediately. Also, Just Listen. This is about a character who meets a boy that is really into music. I also think another one of her books is Lullaby. The guy in that book is in a band. You could do that as well, but it's not the forefront of it. Also, Eleanor and Park features a lot with music. So this one is kind of tough, or you could even do a memoir of a musician. There you go. That's a great one. You can listen to it, and that way it is about music because you're reading a book about a musician. So this one's kind of loose. You read a book where the title is also a song title. You could read a book where it's fully about music, like a character and things, a band, things like that. Or you could read a book where it just has some music elements to it. Amy and Ryder's Epic Detour has a ton of playlists as well, so it's really a freebie, whatever you want to do. That was the lengthy one of all the recommendations, but either way, I hope this video helped you out, figure out what you wanted to read for the readathon. Like I said, a lot of the books I showed you today are not really holiday themed. There's a few. This is a holiday themed readathon, but that doesn't mean you have to read all holiday books. No, read whatever your heart desires, as I always say. Either way, I hope you're joining in this readathon. I would love to hear if you are because I am so excited for it, and it's coming so soon, and I cannot wait to read all of the books for it. So thank you guys for watching, and I would love to hear what you're reading. Leave it down below. Bye.